So we now have a double dose of pain prevention for you with Bryce Wylde.
Hey.
Good to see you, my friend.
Nice to see you as well.
The headaches, the migraines, they sound absolutely horrible. So you've got some natural remedies to treat and prevent headaches. How common would you say
Listen,
are
50
headaches?
million North Americans suffer with headaches on the
Ouch.
daily. 12%, by the way, of which are debilitating.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, there's about 150 known subtypes of headaches. So
There's
qualities,
that many?
150. We're going to talk about the top four
Okay.
that most people experience. Yeah, but over 150 types. And the way people describe them, we're all different. We're all unique.
Yeah.
But starting with the most common, tension headaches.
Okay.
And a lot of folks, I'm going to describe this as a band around the head. And anyone who's got a tension headache knows what that's like, kind of in behind the temples, but this squeezing, tight sensation. And I'll tell you, the issue's not actually in the forehead, it's in the suboccipital muscles.
Okay.
So this starts with relieving the suboccipital muscles. The cause is so simple.
Yeah.
Forward head carriage. So we're on our phones, we're at our computer desk.
We're like this.
So it's like head forward, down,
Yeah.
crunch. There goes the suboccipital muscles. They're really tight. That's why I love everything Candace said earlier, but I like these little sort of self-massage solutions. So what this will do is dig up nice and tight in my suboccipital muscle.
Yeah.
And if I otherwise can't get somebody to do that for me,
Yeah.
also hanging off the edge of your bed is really helpful.
Oh, really?
Couple other tips. A lot
Okay.
of folks reach over the counter for acetaminophen. Wrong. It's a painkiller, but it's pretty toxic on the liver, especially for chronic use.
Okay.
If you're going to go over the counter, go for Advil or ibuprofen, thank you, and or aspirin, the anti-inflammatories. The issue is really inflammation. Also talk to your doctor or dentist about an anti-bruxer, so a lot of people clench and get tight, the TMJ issue.
Yes,
that
yes.
tightens the cause. And from the world of natural medicine, valerian. It's relaxing, but then it relaxes the muscles and helps to calm down. A lot of the causes of tension headaches is stress.
Yes,
so
and the
taking
stress
the edge off
that you're
using
carrying
valerian.
here.
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
good stuff. All right, that's tension.
So
What
that's
other
tension.
kind of
So
headache?
next up, and the most common and debilitating type is the migraine. Usually one-sided, down one side of the head, behind an eye. It's very throbbing.
Yeah.
There's an aura. You often see weird waves in your eye line.
Yeah,
You
Candace
get
mentioned
nauseous,
that.
sometimes vomiting. Folks, this looks like healthy food, but you got to be careful. There's all kinds of different chemicals in these healthy foods that might trigger a migraine, starting with histamine in dry foods, tyramine in meats, beta-phenylalanine in chocolate.
Oh, no, not the
and this is a big one, I
chocolate.
know, right? And even fermented foods, by the way. Histamine's very high in fermented foods, and tyramine. But here, look at these guys here: cinnamon, almonds,
They look
apples.
good for you.
They are healthy for you, but if you're a migraine sufferer, look into this because these contain salicylates, which actually may trigger it in the first place. So from the world of natural medicine, here's the really cool science. TMS it stands for transcranial magnetic stimulation. This is a PEMF, or pulsed electromagnetic frequency. A lot of words thrown out there, but at the end of the day, you put these devices on your head and it can regulate the underlying cause of migraines, which is, at the end of the day, a misfiring between the nerves, neural synapses, and the neurochemistry, and vasospasming. So blood will accumulate in the head. Brain doesn't feel anything, by the way. Brain doesn't have sensation. But it'll push against the meninges, this thin line around the brain, and that's where you get the pain.
So what is this, loosening up so that the blood can go through?
It's regulating blood flow-ish. Correct, world of natural medicine, here's my trifecta. Magnesium, B6, and 5-hydroxytryptophan to regulate those neurochemicals. Serotonin in particular, blood flow in equals blood flow out. It's not accumulating, pushing against the meninges. From the world of pharmaceuticals, triptans. Kind of similar in bioaction or mechanism of action. This is, of course, prescription level. And we're talking off camera about this. If you're perimenopausal or menopausal, look into hormones. #1 underlying issue.
But get tested so you've got a baseline. So
bingo.
that you know what you need to add to your system.
100%.
Okay, our next headache that we're dealing with.
Cluster. This is like an eye. This is like a hot eye pick, but behind one eye.
Well, that sounds
It is
pleasant.
known as the most painful of human conditions, believe it or not. Yeah. We don't know, other than genetics, why this actually might happen for a lot of folks. It happens to be that with change in temperature and pressure, it's what causes or instigates it. But here's what I find is really cool for cluster headache sufferers. In the world of natural medicine, well, it's not really natural medicine, it's prescriptive, but capsaicin is the active ingredient found in capsicum, or hot chili peppers. This is, by the way, bear spray. This has got 1% capsaicin or hot pepper in it.
Well, that's hot.
The stuff that scientists are looking at, though, is a nasal spray derived from capsaicin at 0.03%. So here's how this works. You spray it up your nose. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But it's way less painful than an actual cluster headache.
I bet.
So patients will spray it up their nose. And what that does is causes a wasting or a metabolism of substance P. So when you waste the substance P upon getting a cluster headache, it won't happen any longer.
All
the
right.
other little tip, melatonin. They want to look into melatonin. And very last, Tracy, and cluster headaches are not as common as migraine, but here's what I want everyone to know about. The hypertension headache. This is dangerous. This presents like a pulsing, throbbing at the top of the head in this area here. And the cause is elevated blood pressure. If that's the case, you feel it with every heartbeat that you're getting, boom, a head, boom, pain in the top of the head. Blood pressure is too high. Brent already talked about it earlier. Exercise is of utmost importance. Sleep hygiene is very, very important. Making sure you get that deep rested, not just the hours you clock on the pillow, but good, deep, restful sleep. And make sure you talk to your doctor because you may need an anti-hypertension medication for that one.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we've talked about the headaches before with you, but thank you so much for repeating the treatments because we need this. Too many people suffering. Thank you.